All right, take 2005 for this sunny Sunday afternoon. My friends, let me see. I've got the chat called up here. We have tried to go live here a couple of times this afternoon. We've just been having some technical difficulties. I have since sought some assistance, and the lovely Sylvia has been here behind the scenes getting me all set up with the microphone and proper camera. So hopefully we can do this. Let's do this. Up from Sylvia, so we are all good. So I'm going to wait for a few moments here to see if people hop on to join me again for this live. If you were already joined me for the last version of this, we got started on the recipe, but we're going to start all over again. Now hopefully with a better technical setup. So thank you for joining me. If you're joining in, let me know where you're watching from. Lisa Carroll says, happy Mother's Day with love from Lisa and Max. Oh, so joining me, happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And all those that do mothering through whatever they offer to the world. So we don't necessarily have to birth children to be mothers, obviously. I think that it's something that it's through these three female archetypes in our lives, from maiden to mother or lover and crone. And I'm really happy that I've stepped into my mother archetype through birthing my daughter Kobe, but also I believe I stepped into that phase of my life through doing what I do here at Rythmia, which is nourishing thousands of people every week when they come here through my recipes and my food. Those of you out there that might not have had children of your own, are still wanting children of your own, or have suffered loss of children or pregnancy loss, miscarriage, just know that we appreciate and love you and send you a happy Mother's Day as well, because I believe that all of us have mothers deep inside of us. Watching here, we've got Kathy watching from Utah. Laura's watching from Grass Valley. Laura watching from New Zealand. Lori is saying happy Mother's Day from Brewer, Maine. So good to have you guys here. Continue if you're hopping on here. I see lots of people hopped on here. Let me know where you're watching from. So I'm going to get right to this recipe. This is a recipe that I decided to make for myself for Mother's Day, because let's face it, I'm the cook in our house. I make I would say 100% of the food I cook. The only thing that my partner typically does when it comes to mealtime is not the only thing, is he does the grilling on the barbecue, and with much grace, he does often all of the washing up. So I really, really appreciate that, Levi Moody, if you're watching. But I love to do the food in our household. It's not something that I find is work. Obviously, my calling is working in the food world, so I love to be able to prepare food for my loved ones and for myself. You know, it's been a big part of my lesson in learning how to mother myself, nurture myself, and nourish myself. So today I chose to make a chocolate tart. So I'm going to get right to that right now. So I've got my food processor here, and we're going to make the base of our tart. So this is a really, really simple recipe. You guys are going to be like mind blown. So what I've got here is I'm going to take about 8 of these medjool dates that I've already gone in and pitted. So I've already taken the pits out of them. So, and they're super soft. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you know what? Instead of doing all dates, I'm going to save some of these for the filling, and I'm going to put in raisins. So you want about like a half a cup of pitted dates or something. It's about 8 of them, pitted medjool dates. So I'm going to put about 4 dates and then about a quarter cup of raisins. And this is going to be our sweetener. It's also going to be the binding agent for this recipe. So dates and or raisins. You could substitute in apricots. You could substitute in dried cherries, whatever you want to do. But we're going to use raisins and date here today. Then the next component of this ingredient is almonds. So I have just some slivered almonds because that's what I had handy. And I'm going to put in here about a cup worth of those. About a cup of almonds. I'm going to put in a pinch of salt. More than a pinch. I like to do a generous pinch because I love the sweet and salty combo. Tablespoon of coconut oil. This will just help it all come together. A tiny bit of vanilla, about a half a teaspoon of vanilla. And then I like to add in a little bit of chocolate because this is a chocolate tart. So I've got here a bit of dark chocolate that I've melted, a couple tablespoons worth that I've just melted ahead of time. And I'm going to put that in there. Now bear with me while we get rocking and rolling here. Hey, let's see who else is tuning in there. Kathy is saying, happy Mother's Day, you cute, brilliant mom, and amazing. Oh, you're so sweet. From Bountiful, Utah. So good to see you. Hi, Lola Bond. I love you, Lola. So good to see you on here. Send my love to Dan. Love, love, love. Okay, so here we go. This is going to get loud up in here for sex. Here we go. So we just want to process this up. So it's still going to have texture to it. They're going to be little small chunks of almond, but the dates and the raisins are going to break down and become a paste so that this will all come together and stick to be the base of our tart, essentially. Looking really good. I'm doing this in real time for y'all so you can see how easy it is. Okay, so that's good. This looks real good. So you can see it smells like chocolate. You can see that it's a little bit crumbly, but it's all kind of come together. So then I'm going to take a 9-inch tart pan. So what I have here is this little guy. Not ideal. Ideally, you want to use a tart pan that has the bottom that comes apart separately so that it's a lot easier to remove the pieces of the tart. But this is what I have handy here today. So this is what I'm going to use. And I'm just going to dump this into the tray. I like a so. Put my blade back in the middle because I'm going to use this again. So I want to keep this, keep my food processor handy because we're going to use that again for the filling of this recipe. So you can see this, it's nice and smushy and sticky. You can see just using the back of my spoon here, it's really helping to push it down into the pan. I'm actually going to get in there with my hands. Much better tool. Your hands are such a good tool in the kitchen. So just make sure you got them clean. You know, you clean underneath your fingernails. And I'm just pushing this down, evenly distributing it through the whole bottom of the pan. Now, I'm not too worried about using this pan as opposed to one where the bottom will remove for taking the slices out, because I am going to freeze this recipe. So as it's frozen, it'll come out a lot easier than if, say, we were baking it and it got stuck to the bottom, baked on. So look at that. I've just taken my hand, pressed it all in there, you know, all good to go. If I do this, it doesn't come out. That's how sticky it is. So then what you can do is you can stick that into your freezer or your fridge and just let it set for a bit. For the essence of time, we're not going to do that today. Hey, Daryl, nice to see you. Hi, Jeffrey from Newport. Maria's watching from Spain. Levon, happy Mother's Day. So good to see you here. Tanya says happy Mother's Day. Elias says happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all of you guys. What a beautiful day for celebrating. So there we go. We've got the center, the base made. So now we're going to make the filling. So for the filling, real easy here. What I've got, and you can buy this frozen nowadays in most parts of the North Americas. This is coconut. We did not buy ours from the grocery store. We got ours out of fresh coconuts. My guys were out back with their machetes, the way that we get our coconut water every day here for Rythmia. And they got this coconut meat for me. So I'm going to put in a generous cup. So maybe 1.25 cups of that good stuff. All right, so this is the base. This is a coconut chocolate tart. Then I'm going to toss these other dates in there. Yum. I might actually put one more slice of that coconut in there because it's so good. So coconut cream, if you can get good quality canned coconut cream, that would be fine as well. Or if you can get frozen coconut flesh, just defrost it and squeeze out any excess water. Then I'm going to add in some vanilla and some coconut oil. Yum. I'm actually going to toss a few of these raisins in there as well. Again, this is going to be our sweeteners, right? We're getting our sweetener from these dried fruits. We're also getting all of that good fiber. So there we go. Then the only thing we need to put inside of here to make this our chocolate tart is our chocolate. So I had this dark chocolate. This was an entire bar, about 3.5, 4 ounces of dark chocolate that I've just had over a gentle simmer water with this metal bowl, and it's been melting slowly. The best way to melt your chocolate, by the way, don't just do it in the microwave. Don't do it directly in a pan because you're going to burn it and scald it, and then it's going to separate and it'll be a whole big ucky mess. So just doing it really gently over steam, definitely the best route for melting chocolate for a recipe. Don't want to waste too much of this, so get as much in there as we can, like so. And then we'll get zipping that up real quick, and this will be a lot easier, a lot quicker than the nut-based base, the nut-based base. There we go. Cheers. So here now we're just trying to get this really, really creamy and smooth. We're trying to get the pieces of the coconut and the raisins and the dates to blend up. It smells so delicious, so friggin' rich. I'm being a dork because I've got a couple of my amazing team members here at Rythmia, Ingrid and Jonathan, watching on their iPhones over there, laughing at me. So that's hence the silly little dance moves, because they're watching me in person and also looking at the phone. So that's for the nature of television. This is as far as I'm going to go here today. So I've creamed it all up, as you can see. And then all we need to do is pour this delicious goodness into the tart pan on top of this rich and delish nut and date base. Whoops. Scrape it out. I should have brought a spatula with me and I didn't this morning. So using our nice rubber spatula will help get all of the, make sure you get all of the bits like so. Scrape off my blade. So good, you guys. Dun, dun, dun. And then just smooth it out. Oh, that's good. That is so good, you guys. The coconut with the chocolate. Probably one of my favorite combos. So then we'll just take this, put it in your freezer, and then the magic of television, what you end up with is something like this. Now this one, I have used a proper tart tray. So what happens is I can push through the bottom, right? Now you guys know what I'm talking about. And this outer ring comes off, and then you're left with this beautiful tart that we can then cut into. Now let's cut all the way across. And cut all the way across again. Just eyeballing it here. And it's like sticky, rich, chewy goodness. Like so. And I have a flipper. Now I did this recipe, the same recipe I did for this this large tart pan. So it's a real thin cakelet, right? But if you were to do it in a 9-inch pan, so the recipe I did was for 9-inch, this is a 12-inch, you're gonna end up with a much thicker cake, but look at that. And then for serving, you can add some strawberries, pieces of strawberries, and you could throw some whipped cream on there. Want to zhuzh it up for Mother's Day. Add an edible flower. And there you go. You have like the most delicious and rich, easy as can be, chocolate tart for Mother's Day. That's my dinner tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. Make it at home and let me know. Hi there, Rosella. Good to see you. Hi, Jennifer. So much yum. You're coming to Rythmia next week. Amazing. Can't wait to see you, Jennifer. Make sure you come and say hello. All right, my friends, if you know anyone that might be interested in Rythmia or this recipe, I mean, who wouldn't be interested in this recipe? It's delicious. Please share this video and get them excited for Mother's Vitamin Love, which is food, nourishment, mothering, taking care of, chocolate, all those things. All right, my friends, have a beautiful rest of your Sunday, and I'll see you guys next time.